And welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios here at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Nanatufu Boateng. Coming up, 22-year-old pregnant mother and scores of others displaced at Aboabo extension in the Ashanti region following a devastating fire. Police arrest man for allegedly beating 13-year-old daughter to death over a bowl of banku.
Frequent police no mobile office ya. It's a rare honor no persistela would deny. The DN Sake can a crana video say Akrano, a one of the rooms. Yeah, say you could honor and somehow.
Government assures family of Naimo's military officer who died in an accident of state support.
Private Japan, Uncle Babrafun, no Kwamagana, no Kun Senebeya, Yensuni and Kwaye, Bibiaba Bombay. Disenia, so your Penia came. And the Miembia say the two hop. She should be a say a ye.
Also coming up, minority accuses government of attempts to block reintroduction of anti-LGBTQ bill.
So the attempt by this government, by blocking this bill and blocking it from being featured, is a big disappointment to the people of this country.
Coming up in Channel 1 Business. Peasant Farmers Association objects to budgetary allocation to agric-related ministries, describing it as a setback. And later in Channel 1 Sports. Sports Minister disappointed with delays in completion of rehabilitation works at the Esipon Stadium. Grateful for your time. Let's bring you details of our stories now. A 22-year-old pregnant woman, along with over 100 slum dwellers, have been displaced after fire swept through wooden makeshift structures at the Aboabo extension in the Asokoremampong municipality of the Ashanti region. The victims, most of whom had left for the market and their workplaces when the fire broke out, could not salvage their belongings. Channel 1 News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, reports.
22-year-old Rahina Adam is 6 months pregnant and has been preparing to welcome a new baby in some few months. But this joy on its way has been hit by a Friday morning fire at this slum where Rahina, a head porter, and her husband, a metal scrap dealer, live. She lost everything to the fire, including items bought to welcome the unborn child. Her husband also had his tricycle, which he uses for his metal scrap business, burnt by the fire. Other victims who shared their frustration say they have nowhere to go and are appealing for help.
Say, you know, ye baby I dare some cry in Babia because Baby say now why has action. I dare sans is here, you whom Babia Dante, a bomb say, I dare some arms won't because so jamu crampona, ever say some Cassidy am I.
Antiman for you with them. Because me up, Minkwan and I buy. We couldn't go. akwadaa nso hyɛ n'akyi ntumi mboafo koraa na epagya fridge no nka ntumi ne nyina nka ɛbɛka dan mu boys na ɛbɛfa fridge na baako no deɛ ahyɛ mesrɛ mpanyinfoɔ deɛ ɔmo na ɔmo bɛboa na yɛ hɔ no yɛ ne yɛ because deɛ ɛda hɔ na yɛnim bi a yɛbɛda kakra no na yɛnya yɛkira ho na yɛyɛ hwɛ yɛsika ne nyinaa wɔ dɛm ne nyinaa ahye nti yɛsrɛ abansi ɔmma yɛ kakra na yɛndi.
The victims are mostly head porters and scrap dealers who migrated from regions in the north to seek greener pastures. The fire has left the victims traumatized. They are appealing to philanthropists and the government to come in and help them. Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Aswase, Ashanti region.
Well, let's still stay in the Ashanti region, from where the Minister for the Interior, Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak, says the prosecution of many domestic abuse cases is hindered by the destruction of vital evidence at the early stages of abuse. He explained that in several instances, victims and in some cases, certain social welfare institutions unintentionally destroy key evidence needed to build strong cases, making it difficult for the Ghana Police Service to pursue offenders successfully. Channel 1 News' Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta has more.
Ghana has recently recorded a number of domestic abuse cases shared widely on social media. In one incident, a woman was physically assaulted by her husband in a video that went viral. Just weeks earlier, another shocking incident involved a 3-year-old girl whose stepmother burned her genital area with hot water. Commenting on these incidents, Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak stressed that a major setback in securing justice is the destruction of crucial evidence at the initial stages of abuse. He stated that losing such critical material severely weakens prosecution efforts and hinders overall justice delivery. He added that the Interior Ministry is collaborating with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection to strengthen support systems for victims and improve the country's response to domestic abuse.
We have the DOSU, the Domestic Violence Units of the police, and we've been working so hard with the Gender Minister. Yesterday we had to even hold an emergency meeting with the Minister of Gender to fine-tune, because they have departments that handles children issue, they have departments that handle women issue, and we also have the enforcement and the prosecution. So I was telling my colleague Namomo, Honorable Namomo, the Minister for Gender, we need to work in a collaborative way, because you see, sometimes when the social welfare guys go, they even destroy the evidence. Then now when the police steps in, it's difficult to do the prosecution. People say, I'm going to call police for because you went there and you destroy all the evidence. So we agreed yesterday in the morning that they work in a very collaborative way, so that even the first move is done together with the DOSU unit and the Criminal Investigation Department, CID.
The minister also urged increased funding and investment in the Ghana Police Service to enhance its capacity to handle cases, provide safe shelters, and ensure swift and effective prosecution of offenders.
Much of it is also about funding, because you see, you have to shelter the woman, you have to shelter the child, we have to do the prosecution, you have to do a lot of other things. And that's where we all keep saying that if all of us are paying our taxes and we want to encourage the finance minister to look into this area, because the police sometimes get frustrated. You pick the people, yes, you are doing the prosecution, but those that you are supposed to support, it's supposed to be done with resources, and you don't have the resources, then they get themselves stranded. So we hope that all these things will be ironed out into the future, but we are working very hard at it.
Muntaka Mubarak made these remarks during an interview at the commissioning of a new girls' dormitory block and a 24-seater toilet facility at the Kumasi Academy.
The Interior Minister has reiterated that adequate measures will be put in place to enforce all security protocols to ensure a safe and conducive environment for all. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti region.
Let's now take you to Parliament, where the minority has expressed disappointment over what it deems as an attempt by the government to block the reintroduction of the Bill on Human Sexual Rights and Family Values, also known as the Anti-LGBTQ Bill. The caucus laments that 5 weeks after the Speaker Alban Bagbin assured that the legislation was being fine-tuned to ensure smooth passage and implementation, it is yet to be reintroduced. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, the lead sponsor and member for Assin South, Reverend John Intim-Fojo, says the bill must be reprogrammed on the order paper next week for consideration by the House. There's more in the following report by Channel 1 News' Ni Ayikwe Okai.
Speaking on the floor of Parliament, the leader of government business, Mahama Ayariga, warned that President Mahama will not hesitate to take legal action against any government appointee or party official found culpable in illegal mining activities, also known as galamsey.
Unlike in the past, when certain regional chairmen were known to be openly involved in galamsey and government appointees, and even the minister wrote a report and nothing happened about the report, and journalists, videotaped people and then exposed it and nothing happened. In this government, just bring the evidence and this government will deal with that person ruthlessly. Or you are at the regional level, if you are caught, the president will not say anything. He will allow the due process of the law to deal with you.
The Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre, in addressing journalists, called on the local government minister to immediately suspend the MCE for Birim Central, Solomon Kusi Brack, over allegations of extorting money from illegal miners and setting them free.
If you go to Oda constituency, there's a lot. We spoke to this matter earlier on about the MC, Mr. Solomon Kusi, the MC for Oda, who is illegally taking money from galamseyers. And he claimed to be charging them because they are engaging in galamsey. I call on the local government minister. He must suspend Mr. Solomon Kusi immediately.
As the debate on the 2026 budget continued, the majority caucus questioned the minority leader Alexander Penyomaken on the whereabouts of former finance minister Ken Oforiatta, who is set to face trial for alleged corrupt practices on Monday.
I needed to solicit an answer from an honorable minority leader. He gave us authoritative information that by February 18th, the honorable former finance minister was going to be in Ghana. So I'm saying, where is the former finance minister? I thought you were going to tell us his whereabouts. Ministers of finance who have occupied that office after their tenure, they remain in this country. Where is our former finance minister? Where is he?
All I want Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim to understand is that when it comes to ill health, our medicals, all of us may go through it one way or the other. If a man is going through a serious medical condition, how many of us will be bold to disclose our medical record?
The Minority Caucus also expressed disappointment over what it describes as an attempt by the government to block the reintroduction of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill.
We debated it and we concluded. The controversy was resolved. Speaker declared that the bill has to be featured on the order paper. So the attempt by this government, by blocking this bill and blocking it from being featured, is a big disappointment to the people of this country.
Joining us in the studio now is the Member of Parliament for Sutifi North, the Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Ado, who is also a member of the Youth and Sports Committee of Parliament. Honorable, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mama.
It's good to have you. Quite an interesting week it has been in the House with the ongoing debate on the 2026 budget.
Sure. Sure. It's an interesting one, and I think the minority is confused looking at the figures and indicators this NDC government has chalked over the few months. I think it's something we have to commend the government. So.
The minority believes that the budget is a budget of no hope. They are actually asking us to have cautionary optimism regarding the budget. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with them?
Well, I don't agree with the minority. You know, they are only doing their opposition work. it's quite fortunate for them that their numbers have dwindled from 137 to 87. Ironically, during MPP era, there were some 88 MPs who stood for the truth. And
the ones who wanted Ken Ofori-Atta
yes,
out.
the ones who wanted Ken Ofori-Atta out. And in God's own wisdom or will, during the 2024 elections, they had 88. So it means God wants truthful people to lead Ghana. But unfortunately, this minority didn't know that they are the truthful ones God has selected, and they are exhibiting some kind of bad fit as far as their numbers are concerned. So they describing the budget as empty. I think it's quite unfortunate because the figures speaks for itself.
But what specifically in the budget inspires you? What gives you hope with this budget?
Well, in general, you see, the budget is the theme for the budget, resetting for growth, jobs, and macroeconomic transformation. Yes. So if you look at the NDC government intention come 2026, we want to stabilize the economy, especially the macroeconomic indicators, to provide jobs and then social stability. Personally, I have been looking at the local governance as far as the budget is concerned. And I had the opportunity to be an assembly member and a presiding member before becoming a member of parliament. So I am always enthused when I see a government always channel resources to the local assembly. That indicates the government's acceptance for decentralization. Previously, the district assembly common fund was capped. But looking at this NDC government from 2025, first quarter, second quarter, and now we are in the fourth quarter. The allocations being made to the district assemblies is 80%. In fact, it has been uncapped, and 80% of the resources are going to the district assembly for local level development. And that is something I cherish so much because actual development takes place at the district level. So the agent of development is the district assembly. Therefore, giving them the enough resources to carry out their activities, I think it is the best way to go. And NDC government has demonstrated that we are actually interested in the rural development and then infrastructure as far as communities are concerned.
The budget is a segmented document and it speaks to various sectors. So let's start with three most topical ones: roads, health, education. All right. So let's go to Asutifi North. What are some of the challenges that you think this budget will help address, especially now that you talk about the allocations to the district assemblies common fund?
Yes, in terms of health in general, you see, health institutions produces or churn out health staff. And if you look at the commitment this government is making towards the improvement of health training or training, health-related training, there is a budgeted allocation for nursing training allowance. The MPP made a whole lot of noise. They have restored nursing training allowance, but they never made a budgetary allocation for nursing training allowance. This government has consciously provided some amount for nursing training allowance, nursing training allowance for nursing trainees. I have worked in the health sector for 9 years. I worked in Ghana Health Service for 9 years, becoming the member of parliament. And if you look at the infrastructure gap as far as the health delivery is concerned, in Asutifi South, this budget is going to bridge. Sorry, Asutifi North. In fact, I worked for Asutifi South in Ghana Health Service for 9 years. So
before becoming MP for Asutifi North.
Yes,
very well.
And if you look at the infrastructure gap in Asutifi North, with regards to health, this budget is going to provide. With the district assembly allocation, there is a percentage that is supposed to go into health. And it specifies what that percentage is to be used. I think 25% is supposed to be used in constructing health facilities, at least 2 chips compound from the allocation, that is the payment. And if 2 chips compounds are going to be constructed. Nationwide, we have 261 districts. Assuming some of the constituencies or districts do not need this CHIPS compound, we can take it on the average that 200 districts would implement this.
Yeah.
Yes. If 200 districts are supposed to implement this, it means in a year we are going to get 400 CHIPS compounds across the country.
Wow.
So you can imagine the number of staff, the health staff, 400 CHIPS compound could employ. You know, the backlog of staff at home from 2021 till 2024, there hasn't been any postings.
True.
Yes. And so if 400 CHIPS compounds are going to be constructed, minimum is going to take 1 midwife. It's going to take about 4 enrolled nurses. It's going to take about 4 community health nurses. So there you are going to get 5 staff.
Per CHIPS compound.
Per CHIPS compound times 400.
Right.
You are employing not less than 2,000 nurses. So our nurses who are staying at home, they have to embrace this budget with all the...
Very well. Did you get any of the Agenda 111 projects in SUT?
Yes, I got the Agenda 111.
Is
in
it
fact,
complete?
I would describe it as a misplaced priority. But they've started, they couldn't complete. I think they were just 35%. They only erected the building. It's not complete. We need to complete. And I spoke to the health minister. He assured me that after evaluation and everything, he will see that those facilities are completed. The reason why I'm saying it was a misplaced priority is that we have a district hospital that needs infrastructure to make it fully functional. You know, with Newmont supporting some of these activities and buildings in our community, they extended support to our only district hospital. So rationally or prudently, we could have added some few facilities to the existing one to make it fully, instead of going to build a different one. So now you wouldn't know if from the district hospital to where the Agenda 111 is less than 200 meters.
Very well, very well, very well. Finally, you were in the news quite recently. Allegedly, you rounded up some people, mobilized some people, and the news is that they sort of attacked a NIMOS team that was on an operation within that's a Sutifi South area. What's the story behind that?
Well, the story, I cannot tell the story here because the issue, as I speak, is in court. And I don't want to be cited to have contempt. So I will leave the court to decide how the matter goes. But I'm not going to comment further. I know once the issue is in court, I wouldn't want to comment on it.
When is the next hearing?
1st December.
1st December.
Yeah.
So currently you're on bail?
Yeah, I'm on bail.
A member of parliament on bail?
Yes, I'm on bail. And you know, I want to say this on air, that the government of President John Dramani Mahama is committed to the fight against illegal mining.
Right.
And this is an indication that no matter who you are not above the law. Fine, the court will decide on the case, but I just want to make a general statement that the president is committed in fighting this illegality. And so anybody who is found culpable of engaging in this, but as to whether I am culpable or not, that will be decided by the
Have you
court.
been able to go to the constituency since?
Yeah, I've went there. I think last 2 weeks, the Dressmakers Association, 52 of them were graduating. I went and donated 52 sets of
was there no condition for you, barring you from leaving?
No, the condition is that anytime I want to travel, I have to notify the CID. That is it.
Very well. Very well. Honorable, thank you so much for your time. Ebenezer Kwekuado is the Member of Parliament for Sutifi North, and he's just joined us to share some light on the 2026 budget, as well as some issues of national interest. Well, let's move on and bring you some other stories, because the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, together with the Military High Command, has assured the family of the NIMOS military officer who lost his life in an accident last Wednesday after an anti-galamsey operation that government will provide the necessary support. This assurance was given when a delegation visited the family home of the late officer on Friday, November 21. Channel 1 News' Samuel Akom was present and filed the following report.
On Wednesday, November 19, a vehicle transporting a 5-member NIMOS team was involved in a fatal accident at Obuasi while they were returning from an anti-galamsey operation. The accident claimed the life of one of the officers on board, Private Safo Ejapon. On Friday, November 21, officials from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, accompanied by the military hierarchy, visited the family of the late Private Ejapon at Ifoman in the Greater Accra region. Addressing the visibly grief-stricken family, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Buboa, assured them of government's commitment to providing the needed support.
Private Ejapon, Uncle Babrafun, no Kwamagana, no Kun Senebeya, Yensuni and Kwaye, Bibiaba Bombay. Disenia, so your Penia King. And the Myambia, I say, I did to her. She should be, I say, a year. Nay, say, yes, we gina on my mini abusiachi. Yabe, intimate per se, shedding.
Chief of the Army Staff, Major General Lawrence Kwekubetanu, also pledged that the military will accord the late Private Safo Ejapon 4 military honors and ensure his burial is conducted in line with established military traditions.
I wish to assure the family that the entire Ghana Armed Forces, of course the Ministry of Defense, will accord Vita Japan all the necessary courtesies in preparation and during for his burial as military ethics demands.
This is the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 Television. Still to come. Peasant Farmers Association object to budgetary allocation to agric-related ministries, describing it as a setback. We have the details coming up shortly. Please stay.
Having the right diagnosis can save your life. Welcome to SynLab. Inside the state-of-the-art facility, patients have the benefits of cutting-edge technology, experienced lab technicians, personalized care in our ultra-modern clinic, and most importantly, answers.
I've been doing all my tests at MedLab for over 20 years, till they rebranded to SynLab. You know, he was just a little boy when I started bringing him to MedLab. Oh, sorry, SynLab.
SynLab. SynLab is the new MedLab.
My family trusts SynLab.
At SynLab, our highly trained personnel give our clients personalized attention every step of the way.
SynLab is the preferred option for your annual routine health checks to avoid negative health surprises.
SynLab is the new MedLab.
SynLab, medical excellence for you.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you it's your boy. Kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the grades. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa faha.
Rooted in heritage. Shaped by ambition. Defined by style. Inspired by soul. This is Afro Quality, the first multi-country concept store for African brands. Now in Nairobi, Kigali, and Accra.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwamio!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're welcome back. This is Channel 1 Newsroom. You're on Channel 1 TV. Next, we have business with Nateli Neti Ajahu.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
We're not sure what's causing the panic, but if you're
Masquerades are scary, but bills shouldn't scare you. Be one of 10,000 lucky winners when you deposit multiples of 400 Ghana cedis or take a loan in multiples of 4,000 Ghana cedis to win up to 1.5 million Ghana cedis in cash and prizes, 1-year insurance cover, and more. Tap into vibes in the EcoBank 5-Star Enjoyment Promo. Up to 15% discount when you use our cards and digital platforms. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or text asking you to verify sensitive information like your PIN, Ghana card, or bank card information. Pay better attention to details.
Well, hello, Natalie. How are you doing?
Hi, Nana. I'm good. And you?
I'm well. But the peasant farmers are not too happy, are they?
Yes, they are not happy with the allocation government gave them, the agri sector actually, in the budget. And
well, let's hear what they have to say.
Okay. Now, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is cautioning that Ghana's 2026 budget could derail the country's agricultural recovery, arguing that the sector's allocation, just 2.18% of total government expenditure, is far too low to spur meaningful growth. A post-budget review by the association shows that the 7.8 billion Ghana cedis earmarked for agriculture-related ministries and programs is only a small portion of the 357 billion Ghana cedis national budget. Daniel Ojo reports.
The peasant farmers noted that the allocation remains well short of the 10% investment target Ghana committed to under the Maputo Declaration. The association says the allocation is especially disappointing given the sector's strong performance over the past year. Agriculture grew by 6.3% in the first half of 2025, supported by improved weather conditions, enhanced macroeconomic stability, and intermittent government interventions. The farmers argue that this year's glut in major food commodities demonstrates the sector's potential to supply the nation and generate surpluses for export, but only if government expands investment in irrigation, storage infrastructure, market systems, and mechanization. Despite concerns about the overall allocation, the association acknowledges that the 2026 budget contains encouraging initiatives. Government has announced substantial spending on enclave roads, farmer service centers, buffer stock operations, seed and fertilizer distribution, and irrigation rehabilitation, alongside new financing windows such as a $500 million oil palm development facility. These measures, the association notes, reflect a stronger commitment to agriculture compared to recent years.
Now, auditing firm Deloitte Ghana is urging the government to limit its borrowing plans as it prepares to re-enter the domestic bond market, cautioning that the country's recent gains in debt sustainability must not be eroded. Deloitte believes Ghana's improving credit ratings, stronger fiscal discipline and declining debt to GDP ratio offer a rare opportunity to reset its debt strategy, but only if borrowing remains targeted. Daniel Sakite has more.
According to Deloitte's analysis of the 2026 budget, domestic debt recorded a marginal growth of 0.4%, increasing from 309.8 billion Ghana cedis as of December 2024 to 311 billion Ghana cedis as of October 2025. The slight increase was driven by continued issuance of treasury securities to support budget execution. External debt declined sharply by 97.6 billion Ghana cedis, reducing from 416.8 billion Ghana cedis in December 2024 to 319.2 billion Ghana cedis by October 2025, representing a 23.4% reduction. This reduction was primarily due to appreciation of the Ghana cedi, reduced external borrowing, and strong fiscal performance. Deloitte notes that these improvements, alongside credit rating upgrades from Moody's and Fitch, signal renewed confidence among international investors. However, the firm warns that Ghana's debt situation remains delicate and requires disciplined management to avoid slipping back into high-risk territory. The firm is therefore calling on the government to prioritize concessional borrowing for large-scale infrastructure, climate-resilient projects, and social development, while avoiding expensive short-term debt instruments that poses significant fiscal risks. Deloitte recommends that any upcoming bond issuance be backed by clear repayment plans and commercial returns, particularly for state enterprises whose obligations have historically strained public finances. It also encourages tighter coordination between the Finance Ministry, investors, and international partners when implementing debt buyback operations, stressing the importance of transparency and predictable engagement to prevent market disruptions. Deloitte concludes that Ghana's planned return to the bond market can be positive, but only if borrowing is reinforced for financing self-paying projects and domestic interest costs are strictly controlled. This, the firm argues, is essential for improving fiscal discipline and safeguarding the country's hard-won macroeconomic stability.
Let's now bring you an update on how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for business. I am Netele Ajaho. Back to you, Paul.
Well, thank you, Netele. Let's bring you some other stories where the Wager Divisional Police Command has launched investigations into the death of a 13-year-old girl, Celestina Adonting, who was brutalized by her father at Kukrobite in Accra. The deceased is reported to have been beaten and locked in a room by her father and stepmother until she died. Channel 1 News' Central Regional Correspondent Akwesiado has more in the following report.
On Monday, November 18, 2025, 54-year-old Isaac Adonting, popularly known in the neighborhood as Isa, is reported to have subjected the deceased Celestina Adonting, aged 13, to severe beatings following a complaint by her stepmother that she ate her brother's leftover food. The couple later locked her up in a room in their gated compound, denying her food, water, and treatment. Police officers acting on the complaint visited the home and found the girl unconscious. She was immediately rushed to the police hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Eyewitnesses say visible signs of excessive abuse showed on the body of the deceased, since her father had reportedly used a metal pipe, shovel, and other implements to beat her.
When I'm afraid Kukrobite police no mobile office ya. It's a rare hono no persistela would deny. Ye didn't sake kind of kakra na fe de wache say akra no ehye one of the rooms ya che say ekora hono na and somehow.
Felicia, biological mother of the deceased, married the 54-year-old Mason, now in police custody for over 20 years, and had 5 children, including Celestina, with him. But she was compelled to leave the marriage due to constant physical abuse of her and the children by Adonting.
The first time, I'm in no na obu nkwala na ye yam hihie pa obu mo basa etam mo kola to twene e ma me kola no ebisu me so enam di jaya wade no so no say waje ne ma won fa nkwala ne ma me.
She says even though she had intended to take the children with her, Adonting wouldn't agree. Shocked deeply by the incident, the dejected mother is demanding for justice.
Abayin mo me na atentene ne enye adwuma because me nka say eyemi kunu me ne wo manti omunyini mpie omo anhwe na emra no enye adwuma.
Meanwhile, relatives of Celestina's stepmother, who has also been arrested, have accused the main suspect, Isaac Adonting, of subjecting her to severe torture and constant abuse. Speaking to Channel 1 News on behalf of the family at a visit to Celestina's biological mother, spokesperson for the family, Patience Mensah, called on the police to conduct thorough investigations into the incident.
Yakwa yenim baby crot baba na afani dwane ayenim baby oti nti me boda ko ana bla be frame say I'm a family sister ya baba no na my sister wewu.
Following the arrest of the couple, the children have been evacuated from this particular building, but relatives of 13-year-old Celestina are demanding for justice. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Kokrobite, Accra.
The Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, is urging the contractor on the Blekusu Phase 2 Sea Defence Project to maintain momentum to bring much-needed relief to residents. The minister expressed a strong satisfaction with the pace of work during an inspection tour of the site, where visible progress is offering renewed hope to communities battered for years by destructive tidal waves. There's more in this report by Channel 1 News' Desmond Salasiago.
The Works, Housing and Water Resources Minister, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, toured the Blekusu Sea Defence Project site to assess the pace and quality of work under Phase 2 of the intervention. He told journalists that he is impressed with the work done so far and assured that the ministry will fully support contractors Amandi Holdings to complete the project on schedule. The Phase 2 started in July 2025 following increasing incidents of tidal waves that ravaged homes, destroyed livelihoods, and displaced hundreds of residents along the coastline. The project is expected to be completed in July 2028 after President John Dramani Mahama called for its commencement 4 months earlier. The Sea Defence Project is designed to protect an 8-kilometer stretch of coastline through the construction of 37 groins, dune restoration, and reinforced embankments. These interventions are expected to safeguard homes, farmlands, roads, and other key infrastructure. So far, 6 groins have been completed.
I must say that I am impressed about what is going on here because I've been receiving payment certificates in the office. I've been asking myself, is the work really going on like the way these payment certificates keep coming? And I decided that today I'll pay a visit to ensure that whatever payment certificate that comes to my office to be signed, the actual work has been done. And truly, I've come to see that the work is really going on. The whole construction is supposed to be about 37 groins with about 220 meters interval for this 8-kilometer stretch. So if within this short period, they've been able to start working on 6 groins and looking at the work that is going on here, looking at the machinery, looking at the quarry, looking at the staff here, I think they are on track. They are even ahead of time.
Volta Regional Minister James Gunu, who accompanied the team, appealed to the contractors to begin providing auxiliary facilities associated with the project to speed up relief for communities that continue to face stress from rising sea levels.
There are some auxiliary facilities that comes with this whole project. They can start those ones at the same time so that the community will benefit from those auxiliary facilities like the cold store, the market, and so on and so forth.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Desmond Salasiago.
Away from that, residents of Tamale and Damongo may have to wait a while longer for the persistent water challenges in these areas to be resolved, as the Yape water treatment plant project, expected to ease the burden, is yet to fully take off. During a recent preliminary visit to the project site, the managing director of the Ghana Water Limited, Adam Mutawakilu, revealed that water supply from the Damongo expansion project is expected within 2 years, while the Tamale and Yendi components will take longer to complete. Our Northern Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, has more in this report.
When completed, the Yape project is expected to add 135,000 cubic meters of water daily to the Dalong production system, serving the Greater Tamale area, while the Damongo system would deliver an estimated 10,000 cubic meters of water per day to alleviate shortages there. Budgeted at 225 million euros, the Tamale project is expected to span more than 2 years, whereas the Damongo component is expected to be completed within 2 years. Speaking to the media at the treatment plant site, which will draw water from the White Volta at Yape, the managing director emphasized that Tamale is a major undertaking that requires more time and intensive work.
Once the project kickstarts, within 2 years, we should be done with that of Damongo. Tamale is a huge project. The cost is almost 225 million euros. So it's a huge project. It should be halfway, about, I can't be very specific, but it should be significantly in the process.
The MD noted that the project is of high priority to the President, which informed its inclusion in this year's national budget. According to Adam Mutawakilu, discussions are underway to agree on a contractor to ensure successful execution of the entire project.
We need to go through a number of processes. The procurement is very critical. So currently we are discussing the technical and the financial terms to be able to get a good contractor who can execute the project.
The managing director for the Ghana Water Company, Adam Mutawakilu, has assured that within 2 years of the start of project for the Tamale and Damongo water project, the people of Tamale and the Savannah region should be relieved of the burden of water crisis. He made this known during a preliminary visit to the site at the White Volta here in Yape. For Channel 1 News, I am Shawana Yusuf, reporting from Yape in the Savannah region.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has urged coastal fishing communities to avoid illegal practices during the upcoming close season, even though artisanal fishers remain exempt from the ban. Speaking at the National Fisheries Day celebration in Accra, he indicated that new naval vessels are being procured to strengthen coastal monitoring and to help ensure compliance across Ghana's territorial waters.
As you are aware, artisanal fishers have been exempted from the close season. So I encourage you to reciprocate by not doing anything illegal during the close season. We're also in the process of acquiring 2 new offshore patrol vessels for the Ghana Navy to be able to patrol our shores.
You're watching the Channel 1 Newsroom. Still to come. Sports Minister disappointed with delays in completion of rehabilitation works at the Esipon Stadium. We have details of this story and several others coming up shortly. Please do stay.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the great. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, out mosquito coil for a mosquito-free atmosphere. Trust out to... You are not serious.
Out insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, no, papa no no, Ankasa. Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytech, we get sumo, Rambo, and get sumo super. And the Polytech, we did.
Polytech, Papa no Ankasa.
Christmas, my favorite time of the year.
This festive season, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to experience the magic of Christmas and New Year like never before. From 20th of December to the 1st of January, step into a world of joy, music, laughter, and celebration. We begin on the 20th with a soulful carols night, filling the air with warmth and melody. Then, on 23rd and 24th of December, arrive in style as we welcome you with fresh coconut and local treats. Christmas Day brings pure delight, exciting moments for kids, relaxing escape for adults, and an elegant all-white dinner under the stars, crowned with a spectacular fireworks display. On Boxing Day, embrace culture and rhythm, from picnics and traditional dance to an unforgettable high life and old school night. As the week unfolds, enjoy movie night, live music, karaoke, and endless fun, until we welcome 2026 with a breathtaking fireworks show on New Year's Eve. Special Christmas packages starting from 4,050 for individuals, 5,250 for couples, and 8,900 Ghana cedis for a family of 4 for 2 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 or 0362 025 243 to book your experience today. Volta Serene Hotel. Feel the serene touch.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be later?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go feel the luckiest. Go feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya, God, the apple boom. If you put it with a so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Grateful that you stayed on with us. Next is Channel 1 Sports with Yao at J Minta. Hi, Yao. It's good to have you.
Oh, good to be here.
Right, the minister has been touring some facilities.
Yes. Sports infrastructure is a big deal in Ghana, and so he went on a tour of the secondary sports stadium.
Very well. Let's hear what he had to say.
Yes, right away. And now, the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, during an inspection tour of the secondary sports stadium at the Sipon in the Western region, raised concerns with the never-ending rehabilitation works as well as encroachment of the stadium's land. The sports minister was accompanied by the National Sports Authority boss, Yao Ampofuankra, expressed satisfaction with work done, but not with the pace of work. Channel 1 News' Western Bureau Chief, Akwesi A.J. Enim, has the details from Esipon.
The 2008 sitting capacity secondary sports stadium at Esipon, built for the 2008 African Cup of Nations, has suffered years of neglect with repeated government promises to renovate it, yielding little results. During his latest visit, Sports Minister Kofi Adams, accompanied by agency heads under his ministry, met with a project consultant overseeing what has become more than a decade-long rehabilitation exercise. He lamented the sluggish progress of the work.
I would say, well, I am a bit okay with what I have seen. The roofing, the trashes that were worked on, the scoreboard, the way it's been done, the washrooms, the way I've seen it, I'm happy with it. But then the progress, the time, we have spent too long a time on this project. That I am sure will be because of what? Funding, cash flow issues. And that's why we've spent so long a time, and I'm not happy.
Although satisfied with the quality of the completed portions, the minister raised concerns about the extensive outstanding works and increasing encroachment on lands belonging to the stadium.
So if you do the roofing and you do the washrooms and you don't work on the pitch, you can't come and play any FIFA sanctioned football games here. At best, maybe you can use it, you deceive your students, your local thing, and then come and play on it because they cannot ask for anything. But where you are playing international competition, that maybe CAF have to sanction, FIFA have to sanction, means that you cannot use it. So the more you delay, the more you lose.
Residents and sports enthusiasts over here say the renovation works cannot be forever, as it has been going on for the past 4 years, and its completion seems not to be coming anytime soon, and therefore calling on the government to keep to its promise of fixing this deteriorating stadium for its use. For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Akwesi Jenim. The secondary stadium here in the Esipon community.
Now, the English Premier League returns for Week 12 after the final international break of the year. The biggest game of the round comes in the form of the North London derby as Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur face off on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Head coaches of the respective teams have been speaking ahead of the game.
A lot of shifts as well over the years as well, who's been more dominant, and it's just beautiful, especially when we play at home. In front of our people, we know what it means to them and the energy that they're going to bring, the energy that the team is going to bring in every single action, and it's just a privilege to play those kind of games, so we cannot wait to get to Sunday.
This is important. You feel from the fans, you feel from the staff members, the players, the people that's been working here for years. This is the big one. I always say the next one is the next game is the most important game, and we'll always have that. But I'm very, very, very aware there's 2 games in a year that's even more important, and this is the first of them. And we're ready, we're up for it, we are looking forward to it, and we'll do everything we can to win.
And that's it for sports. I am Yao Ejemita.
Many thanks, Yao. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, that will be all for this edition of the Channel 1 Newsroom. Do visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive